The battle over congressional redistricting is getting pretty messy in Ohio, where the state Supreme Court Chief Justice says Governor Mike DeWine and other top Republicans could be held in contempt for missing a major deadline. Now, this could be only the beginning for the governor's problems, which is why we have NBC News correspondent Heidi Przybyla on the ground from Washington to really help unpack all of this for us, especially when it comes to this redistricting conflict, as well as possible conflict of interest for the governor. Heidi, what exactly happens if this committee does not produce an acceptable district map?
Yeah, Morgan, the future of elections and democracy itself really does lie in state legislatures and courts. And that's why what's happening in Ohio is concerning. According to independent judicial experts I've talked to, the Ohio Supreme Court is now threatening to hold its own governor in contempt over gerrymandered electoral maps. And the governor's son is on the Ohio Supreme Court ruling in favor of those unconstitutional maps and still refusing to recuse himself. In Ohio, a brewing constitutional crisis over redistricting.
This is a direct assault on our democracy and Ohio voters.
A GOP-led commission has failed to meet a deadline ordered by the Ohio Supreme Court to fix state maps the court deemed unconstitutionally gerrymandered in favor of Republicans.
It would appear presently that this redistricting commission is in an impasse.
For voters, that means there are currently no districts for 99 state House and 33 state Senate seats, and no roadmap for what happens next. The Secretary of State issuing a warning as the clock ticks toward the May 3rd elections.
With much to be done in preparation, we are dangerously close to possibly violating federal law.
The Democratic minority members on the panel say Republicans are blocking fair maps and are trying to run out the clock. Republicans say it's impossible to meet the court's standards for fair maps.
It's not surprising, and we suspected all along that this would be the strategy that they would use.
The court had ruled the maps must reflect statewide voting preferences, roughly 54% Republican representation and 46% for Democrats. Now, the court must decide what to do about a commission in open defiance of their order. Among the members of the Ohio Redistricting Commission, Republican Governor Mike DeWine.
We have an obligation to follow the court order, whether we like it or not, whether we agree with it or not.
And among the justices who'll decide the consequences for the failure to act, Governor DeWine's son, Ohio Supreme Court Justice Pat DeWine, who has previously ruled to uphold maps approved by his father 3 times, a dynamic some independent judicial experts say should require a recusal.
There's no way that the son of the governor can sit in a case that will determine the legitimacy of the redistricting, where the governor has an interest in maximizing Republican victories in the congressional districts.
I'm Heidi Przybyla with NBC News in Washington. How are you?
Governor DeWine wasn't interested in talking about the alleged conflict of interest.
Do you think that it's appropriate for our son to be ruling on cases?
I never discuss his decision in courts. I don't.
But according to
I never talk with him, so I have no.
You haven't talked to them about it?
I have no comment because I've made it very, very clear. I'm not talking. Never talk about what he does in court. I never talk about his decisions. So I'm not going to talk about this decision either.
In a statement, Justice Pat DeWine asserted that as one of 7 members on the commission, his father has, quote, considerably less influence over the commission than he would have over a Department of State government. And added, most importantly, he has no personal interest in the litigation. A decision by the court, one way or another, will not provide any personal benefit to him.
We have an obligation to produce a map.
And Morgan, to answer your question, the state's really in uncharted waters now. Late on Friday night, the court warned Governor DeWine and the other members of the commission to explain why they shouldn't be held in contempt for failing to produce a map. And they now have Wednesday at noon to respond. Meantime, there's just a flurry of GOP-led lawsuits looking to a federal court to intervene and just basically install the very same maps that the Ohio Supreme Court deemed gerrymandered. Morgan?
Heidi, it's great to see you asking those tough questions and trying to get a straight answer. Heidi Przybyla for us there. Thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.